Senior Division begins at 12 noon. Each team must have a minor on court at all times.
Free registration online at frc.gov.ky or on location November 28th.
Play for a cash prize of $1,000 and test your skills in the free throw and novelty challenges. Live family entertainment all day.
3-on-3 basketball at the Arc, Commander Bay on Saturday, November 28th.
This is an International Men's Day event. Contact the Family Resource Center at 949-0006 for more details. Admission is free.
Listen to the general public.
Your thoughts are just a telephone call away. 1-800-534-8255.
What the public is saying.
Let your voice be heard. And now,
Radio Clemen's Talk Today.
And welcome back to Talk Today. In case you're just tuning in, I'm Raymond Singh filling in for Mr. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. And pleased to have in studio Miss Felicia McLean from Jasmine here to discuss Light Up Life.
Yay, happy to be here. We're trying to make it happy and joyful because it's Thanksgiving or Black Friday and Christmas. So even though we're Jasmine, we're talking about celebrating life.
You know, talking about gratitude, somewhere right now as we speak, there's two people in a Walmart fighting right now as we speak.
Well, they may not be. They may be being COVID compliant and being like wanting to fight, but keeping that 6 feet distance. What do you think?
Have you ever seen the people at Walmart videos?
Well, I'm thinking it must have been different this year with COVID restrictions. There must be different.
I say that jokingly, but we've seen all those fights that do happen on Black Friday, right? People trying to get in. Wasn't it a couple of years ago here? There was like a whole rush to get in the door, and there was
Yes, there were
a few melees.
Yes. The Cayman Islands did catch that fever buzz of Black Friday.
They did. It's funny how it travels the world, right?
Yes.
Start making things half off on one day of the year, and whoosh,
Yes.
the rush comes.
But this year, Price Right was lovely. They did theirs a week in advance. So apparently today is not so bad because they've had it for the whole week before.
Which is really good. I mean, the whole concept of Black Friday was the first day of the year when most retail businesses went into the black because most of the year they operate on a deficit until this time of year when everyone's shopping.
Yes.
So it became the Black Friday day,
Yeah.
which is really just the black eye day. The way I kind of look at it, someone's getting
Black eye.
Someone's getting that knock in the eye.
I think he's
I
gonna.
want
I think you're
TV.
gonna go search the Facebook page, the Facebook group, and be like, "There's got to be at least one story that made the headlines, right? That's what you're gonna go look for after this, right?
I'm not going to. It's social media. It's going to make its way to
It's
me.
gonna make it to you.
But I do like that you've had this, like, you have a very jovial sense of, because what we're talking about is always, it's a heartfelt scenario. It's something that requires to dig deep to really sometimes process what it is that we're talking about. We're talking about Jasmine. You have, and every one of your events is always very tastefully done, and
Thank you.
there's this nice energy about them.
Yeah,
which
we
is-
hope. We do
yeah.
hope.
No, I mean, I don't think anyone in the community would ever say like a Jasmine event wasn't a very tastefully well done event, and you're always progressing. You're always looking for the new
We are.
initiative to help the families that are in need of support from your organization. And we were talking during the break, and the cost to run Jasmine, I mean, a $2,000 a day.
$2,000 a
price
day
tag.
before we put a patient in our beautiful inpatient facilities.
Yeah.
And then we do 24-hour care when they're in there. And so the cost does go up. So the funds are very, very much needed. And what I've been learning and I've been sharing with a lot of people lately, which is just kind of crazy, is a lot of people didn't take into effect the effects that COVID would have and lockdown would have on its population. And so if you ask around, I'll leave you guys all to do your own research. You know, the Georgetown Hospital has pretty much been full ever since they've opened back, really opened back up. So has Doctors Hospital. So has Health City. The beds are being filled with patients who unfortunately did not get a lot of care because they were either afraid to go to the hospital or they didn't have that direct access. It was may have been telemedicine, and it just seems like maybe even stress. The sickness has just increased, and because of that, now other facilities like ourselves are all full as well. So for the first time ever in our year and a half of being operating, we had all 4 of our inpatient beds filled, and that meant increased costs. Not one caregiver, but two caregivers extra on shift to be able to cover and provide the care that we've set out to do. So it's just been crazy. It's just been crazy, absolutely crazy. We are so grateful to be able to have the facility to offer it, but it does come at a cost to be able to maintain. And so we continue to fundraise. We actually have a fundraiser this evening trying to get costs back because we weren't able to have our big bash gala earlier in the year, and so we're having a dinner tonight. Thankfully, it is sold out. The community does love us. I cannot thank this community enough. We are who we are, and we do what we do because of a very loving and giving community. But we always keep reminding them that it's kind of a journey. It keeps going. It keeps going on. And so we continue to make that plea for people to remember to give to us, to support us, to, tell a friend about us so that we can keep offering that service to those who need it. But yeah, the demand has just been increased, and it's been steady and going. We had 17 referrals in July alone, and we normally average like about 8 at the high. And we had 17 in July of people needing supportive services, not all end of life. Some just early on in their disease process, but struggling, needed some support.
Sure.
And so it's been steady since we came out of lockdown. And it doesn't look like it's easing up anytime soon. So, yeah, there's a lot to raise, and it keeps getting there. But, we do it with a smile because we are so blessed. Yeah, like we started, we're just so blessed. And so we ask the people to continue to love on us, support us, and thank you to everyone who is loving on us and supporting us. And the 200 people that signed up to come to the dinner tonight, so that was a huge blessing. We were sold out from that dinner tonight, but we're looking forward to, like you said, delivering a tasteful and very lovely and fun evening while we pay it forward. And that's what they're all doing. They're paying it forward. None of those people really need it right now, but they're paying it forward to those families who do.
And what do we have coming up in 2021? Have you thought that far? Like, some people are really struggling looking into 2021. They don't want to, even though they want to get out of 2020, they're kind of afraid, like very much like someone planning.
Yeah.
They're very afraid.
Maybe I don't plan too much just in case.
Just in case, right? Like, do I want to look into February? Do I want to look into March?
Well, we live in a world where if we don't bring the funds in, it's not going to happen. We love government, and government's great, but what they give us only covers a month and a half of our year of services.
Wow, okay.
So we don't have a choice. We have to look forward, and we have to fundraise for us to be able to do what we're doing. So our very first event is one that we've done for the past 6 years now. It's a Scottish event, actually. The Scottish community kind of came to us a couple of years back and said, would you be willing to host this event? And obviously we'd get to be able to raise some funds from it. So it's called the Byrne Supper, and celebrates Robbie Byrne, one of the famous Scottish people who, and his life and all that great stuff. And they do this every year. That's what they do. And we just happen to be very blessed to have partnered with them to then be able to get the funds, raise some funds from it. And that's January the 29th, and pre-ticket sales are available again now. Back to Alana at jasmine.ky. She's our fundraising person, and she'd be happy to help people book a table or a ticket if they want. And that's a great event. Happens at the Grand Ole House.
Okay.
Lovely venue, beautiful evening, and Scottish dancing if they want to dance.
What is Scottish dancing?
It's
Kilts?
something that you want to learn. Yes. Well, the guys come in kilts, which is beautiful. We always take a picture with all the guys in their kilts and stuff, and it's just a beautiful array of colors. But on top of that, they'll actually talk you through. You 1, 2, 3, and under the hoop and up and this. And it is quite.
So you've done it?
No, I've gone every year, and I've yet to get on the dance floor. I know, don't. I'm afraid.
I think we might have just got you on air live to possibly commit here to 2021.
I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. It's just,
you don't disappoint our listeners.
There's a lot of instructions in it, and you've got to go right and go left and do these things, and there is someone talking you through it and guiding you through it.
Sure.
But I've still been just a little bit I'm a person that likes to do things well. So maybe I need to start practicing from now at home, and then I'll feel comfortable getting on a dance floor.
I'm sure there's a YouTube video out there right now, the how-to steps that you can do in the privacy of your home. And then you show up in January and you go, look at me go.
Look at me go. I might just do that. I might just go Google Scottish dancing, and I'll know the songs ahead of time, so I can actually
do. You have an inside edge here.
I do have an inside edge.
I think it's worth it. I think it's, it's always fun. It's one of those scenarios where you can... No one, I could always think that someone's judging us, right? When we go to dance, but really, everyone's going, I wish I had as much confidence as that person.
Yeah.
To go and do whatever it is that they're doing.
Yes. Yeah, I do look at those people like that all the time going, oh, they're so good. And look at them, they're making mistakes, but they don't care, they're having fun. But I haven't gotten there yet. But maybe I'll go Google some Scottish dance moves.
Scottish dance moves. We got it. And then, we'll live stream it, we'll put a video up, and then we'll show it on Radio Cayman on our YouTube channel.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we can convince you to come and you'll take your own video. We'll see. Maybe we get you there.
So if I show up and I learn the Scottish dance, then you're going to learn the Scottish dance?
Yes.
That's the deal.
That's the deal.
We're actually recorded on YouTube right now, so we can't get out of this right now. Done. January.
January 29th, we're going to be doing some Scottish dancing. We'll show you pictures afterwards a little bit.
This is where Photoshop works, right?
Yes.
All right, so quickly, we have about 2 minutes left here. Light Up a Life.
Yes.
Walk through for our listeners again how they can...
So Light Up a Life happens on December the 1st at 5:30. If you are interested in coming and remembering a loved one, joining us there, all you have to do is either call our office 945-7447 or email us at alana@jasmine.ky. If you do info at Jasmine, we'll take it too. We'll get you the information you need. We have been blessed, and the Marriott has said that they will allow us to put additional cars over there. So if you get there and the parking lot's full, just park at the Marriott. We'll have volunteers helping you to cross. So we're very grateful to them. And we're very grateful to Bodden's Funeral Home, Bodden's Holdings. They're the ones that sponsor this event as well. And so thankful to our sponsors. But yeah, just call us or drop us an email and let us know who you want to remember. And we'll have everything ready for them on the evening. Starts at 5:30. I promise you'll be out in an hour and a half tops, but it's a beautiful evening. Bring the kids, bring the family, and let's just remember all of those people who helped make us who we were.
One quick question. The Alana email address is ALANNA.
ALANNA, correct.
All right.
Yes.
Or you can always call 945-7447.
That's us. You get us. Yay.
All right. Miss Felicia, thank you so much again for coming in. You're always a...
Thanks for having me.
a joy to talk to.
Yes.
On that note, let's go to our 1 p.m. headline news. When we come back, we'll be sitting down with the Family Resource Center and a follow-up conversation on International Men's Day initiatives.
Community radio with a different appeal. The voice of the people. Security through adversity. Stuck on you. Radio for all time.
You're listening to Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman.
It's only 2 species that we have here on the island.
Generations present.
Your voice, your choice.
It is in the best interest of the people of these islands.
Local, regional, international. This is Headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
Today's biggest news.
With your latest headlines, I'm Felicia Rankin-Solins. As of yesterday, the medical officer of health, Dr. Samuel Williams Rodriguez, reports that 270 COVID-19 tests have been carried out since this was last reported on Wednesday, November 25th. None tested positive for COVID-19. In international news, President Emmanuel Macron is very shocked at footage of 3 police officers beating up a black music producer in Paris, French media report. The 3 officers identified in the video beating Michel Zecler have been suspended and are under investigation. 6 people, including several doctors, have been jailed in China for illegally harvesting organs from accident victims, report local media. The group had tricked the families of the deceased into thinking they were making official organ donations. Between 2017 and 2018, they removed the livers and kidneys from 11 people at a hospital. Donald Trump has said he will leave the White House if Joe Biden is formally confirmed as the next U.S. president. Answering reporters' questions for the first time since losing the November 3rd vote, Mr. Trump insisted, however, that, quote, this race is far from over. He has refused to concede, citing unsubstantiated claims of voter fraud. These are your headlines. I'm Felicia Rankin-Solins.
For the latest in news and information,
Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, radiocayman.gov.ky.
your voice, your choice, your radio.
Rotary Central Music Extravaganza tickets are moving like Blackie's Grape Nut Ice Cream on a sizzling Saturday night in Cayman Brac. Get your tickets now from Rotary Central members, Rotary ticket sellers, online at eventpro.ky. Funky Tangs, Ale Thompson's Home Depot, The Bar at Mango Tree Restaurant, Seabird's Bar at Eastern Avenue. In Cayman Brac, Rotary Club of Cayman Brac and Tashara Lewis. Bar Camp on the Run in Red Bay. Gas stations island-wide. Get ready to be a winner. Stand your chance to win $40,000. Second prize, $4,000, 6 $1,000 prizes and more. Your golden ticket, your golden chance. Rotary Central and the Music Extravaganza 2020. Innovators behind the Rotary Cayman Disaster Fund and the Rotary District 7020 Disaster Fund. Your tickets support over 70 Rotary community projects, making every ticket a winner. Rotary Central, not-for-profit number 232. Your ticket, your chance. Your contribution to a better community through Rotary. Rotary opens opportunity.
Do you remember when 2020 was great?
I don't think it was...
2020 vision, not the year.
Right.
Make 2020 great again with Optical Outlook, the new West Bay store now open. With their designer frames and sunglasses, eye health has never looked so good. Call 746-2020 and book your eye exam today at Caymanian Village and now at Jake Scott Plaza in West Bay, offering premier eye care in Cayman for over 30 years. Come see the difference with Optical Outlook.
Maintaining a strong mind and body through sports and general healthy living is a good course of action. But what about your spiritual man, your inner man? He has to be awakened, fed, exercised, strengthened, and led according to the will of God. So, have you heard the call? I'm evangelist Brother Joseph Joey Ebanks, and I'm inviting you to worship Wednesday and Thursday nights at 7:30. We are bringing the Word of God to our communities as Jesus commanded. Faith comes by hearing. So come and hear. Bring your own chair or simply park and listen to the Word of God from your vehicle, covering the Cayman Islands with the Word of God, one community at a time.
Listen to the general public.
Your thoughts are just a telephone call away. 1-800-534-8255.
What the public is saying.
Let your voice be heard. And now,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
And welcome back to Talk Today. In case you're just tuning in, I'm Raymond Singh, filling in for Mr. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks, for having our follow-up conversation today with the team, a diverse team here in regards to International Men's Day, which was last Thursday, November 19th. In studio now with us, we have Mr. Andre Bailey from the Family Resource Center, Miss Carlene Bramwell, who's joining us yet again. Very excited. You may as well just come put a seat right here for us. You can just join us in the studio. Miss Carlene here as well, our resident expert from government in regards to gender affairs issues, Mr. Christopher Murray from John Gray High School and the Boys to Men program, and Mr. Deshane Vousden. Did I say that correctly?
Yes, sir.
Vousden, who's a recent graduate from the Boys to Men program.
Yes, sir.
Welcome to Talk Today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So for our listeners today, we're going to be trying to cover a bit of territory, and we're going to kick off the segment with the Boys to Men program. Christopher, for our listeners that may not be aware, what specifically is the Boys to Men's program? When did it launch, and how are things progressed over the past several years for you?
All right, thank you so very much. And before I comment on your question there, I'd like just to applaud the Family Resource Center for continually celebrating the International Men's Day, as I'm of the opinion that men are not that much celebrated as they should, which might lend itself to the whole demoralizing feeling that exists at times. Sure. In respect now to the Boys to Men, the Boys to Men program began approximately 10 years ago, 2010. And the reason we started back then was that we were seeing a number of boys who were faced with a myriad of challenges. Challenges that might include the fact of not having a father figure in their lives, challenges of just needing to have somebody to help them, guide them along the way, the tour guide, that mentorship. And so we started the program on a very small scale, and to this date we have grown where we target mainly back then the year 11 boys, and we'll select some boys who might have been considered then as being at risk. However, it has been widened to the extent now that we have about 70 boys in the program presently. Each year, the boys will move on to college or to various further studies or even work. So throughout the time span of 10 years, we have basically dealt with maybe about 300 boys, or more. And so the aim of the program really is to provide an opportunity for mentorship, an opportunity to allow boys to be exposed to really positive, outlets and events, etc. We would ask various men from the community to come on in and to make presentations with the boys, and not to keep it really clean, but to be able to say to the boys, listen, I too had challenges, I too had personal hiccups, and to self-disclose and to also reveal how they mastered it, how they reach where they are now. So some of the things that we do in the program, in addition, is that we'll have the Ritz-Carlton. They'll offer a social etiquette training annually for the boys, and after they've been trained, we have a night of special fine dining where they'll escort their mothers out and treat the real first lady of their lives really well. Then we'll also, through different persons, have job opportunities for them during the summer. They'll also get various different types of training and, just a place that boys can be boys and know that they're safe and they're more than welcome to share their innermost feelings.
It's a very well orchestrated and very well-rounded initiative you've put together, and 10 years strong. It's to see a program like this go a full decade,
yes,
and succeed and grow and continue to flourish. I believe you mentioned before the segment you're now expanding into Clifton Hunter as well.
Yes. Thank you so much. We just last week, there has always been instrumental with the program before Mr. Richard Wildman, and we were fortunate to have launched another arm at Clifton Hunter, and it's going well.
A question in regards to the boys that are coming through the program. Obviously, there's a lot more than 300 boys who have come through the school system in the past 10 years.
Right.
Are we looking at boys who are typically going to be at risk, or are there other criteria that you're using to select which boys wind up coming into the Boys to Men program?
Yeah, good question. Initially, when we started, we were focusing on the at-risk boys. However, we found that there were boys who were not coined as being at risk, but they were asking us if they could be a part of the program. So it became an issue where not only at risk, but boys who didn't have a father figure, boys who wanted to have a feeling of belonging to a program that was addressing issues that might not be obvious to others that they're having. And so the program has now been tailored in such a way where it's not just at-risk boys, it's just boys on a whole that we're trying to impact and become this form of tour guide to help them to understand and to broaden the peripheral views of life. And so we have found it where, presently and last year and the year before, a number of the boys came back and told us thank you, and they wish we could continue the program when they have gone on to tertiary studies. Boys have declared, just to have the feeling of belonging to a program that they don't have to pretend. They can be themselves, and we allow them to be themselves. We allow them the opportunity to take off the mask. We have seen programs where there are co-heads, male and females, and the boys are not necessarily self-disclosing. They're not necessarily going where it really matters.
Sure.
So we have seen in this program that the boys developed a sense of confidence, a sense of knowing that they can trust who they're in this program with. As it comes to mind, one particular young man, he was coined as being at risk, and because of the opportunities that we allow the boys to have, he said to us that if we continue to treat him this well, he has to change. He has to find the pathway that suits the standard that is expected. And surely they have started to do so. They have done so. They have passed many subjects. We have Deshane here, who was successful in his exams results recently.
Good for you.
And I think the year before Deshane, we had 100% of the boys on the graduating list going forward, which was quite an effort to us.
Good for you. That's a tremendous accomplishment. And as far as the potential to broaden you mentioned 70 boys right now that came through it very recently. Is there an opportunity to broaden it to involve, for lack of a better, all the boys in the school or in grade 11 or grade 12, and to get a much larger base? Not so that yes, we're looking at boys who are at risk, but also that want to get into the program. But the reality is, it sounds like what you're talking about here, that every single boy in that school could benefit from this program.
Yeah, absolutely. The years gone by, normally it would be about 30 boys, 35 boys. So this year it was up to 70 boys this year. So each year had about 30, 35 boys, but this year we have 70 boys in it. And the unique task that we have is we'd love to have more hands on board.
By that you mean volunteers
who
mentors.
Come on in and help to make presentations, help to give up a Saturday, because we do quite a number of things on Saturdays. In particular, coincidentally, tomorrow we were planning a trip. We're very grateful to Captain Marvin and his boat system. We have a large boat with all the safety precautions in place, and the boys will be going on a fishing trip tomorrow. And of course, one of the stimuli is that whosoever catches the first fish, the most fish, the biggest fish will be given awards. So while on the fishing trip, we'll be having a motivational speaker, and we'll just head out, go Stingray City, head back in from 8 a.m. to about 12:30. The boys are extremely thrilled about it. They are very excited. They are to bring their fishing gears, but if they don't, we'll have to supply as well, and just have a good time, you know. So we have about 9 adults, you know, spread out on the board, in addition to the boat workers, etc. But if we can have more hands on board, even females, you know, because they'll definitely help us with the organizing and so forth. So we'd love to have persons to just help us, sponsors as well, because most of the efforts, the things that we do it from our pockets. And I work closely with Mr. Simon Miller from the National Drug Council. He has been with me for the last 10 years. And Mr. Seaford Russell used to work on Cayman 27. They work very close with me, Ivan McFeel as well, McLean, pardon me. And so we are very fortunate that we were able to turn the organization in a not-for-profit organization, so we can have things just standardized and being run in the most effective way. So if anybody wants to help us to come on board, sponsor us, we are very, very happy to accept that.
I'm glad you put that out there for our community here right now, because I don't think there's anybody in the community that can sit back and go, you know what, our boys are winning, they've got this whole life game figured out, and here your group has come along and you're actually creating this vehicle for boys who could very well otherwise find themselves up in Northwood in a few years are quite the opposite, going to college. And that is a massive reversal 180 win.
Definitely.
That only benefits the Cayman community in the process.
Definitely. When the group of us started out, the truth be told, I used to work at Northwood Prison as well as one of the teachers, counselors, and we saw a pipeline from the high school, an active pipeline from the high schools with the boys to the Eagle House, to Northwood, and that became a serious problematic issue for us. You know, my colleague here will bear witness of that as well. And you know, that was one of the great motivations for us. Myself, Mr. Simon Miller, as he works at the prison consistently as well. And you know, we are so happy that we have seen over the 10 years boys detouring and becoming effective in their areas of choice, accomplishing academical levels, etc. So it has been quite motivational for us.
Good for you. On that note, let's take a quick commercial break. When we come back, Deshane, we're going to put you into the spotlight. We'll be back with more talk today right after this.
The Paramount Carpet pre-Christmas blowout sale is back. Monday, November 23rd through Saturday, November 28th. Save big with assorted remnant tiles, $250 square foot, $100 a pallet. Assorted remnant granite slabs, $300 each. Ceramic tiles as low as 75 cents a square foot. Porcelain tiles as low as 99 cents a square foot. Area rugs, 35% off. Carpets, 25% off. And all other in-house tiles, 20% off. Cash and carry. Visit the Big Blowout Sale at Paramount Carpet, November 23rd to November 28th. Located on 317 North Sound Road, Industrial Park. Open Monday to Friday, 7:30 till 5, and Saturday, 7:30 till 2. Call 949-5000.
We do a whole lot more than just cover your floor at Paramount Carpet.
I've got some beautiful clothes. I know just where they go. Puritan Cleaners.
By popular demand to serve our valued customers, Puritan Cleaners has revised its schedule for all 3 locations effective immediately. Monday to Saturdays, Eastern Avenue from 7:30 a.m. until 5:30 p.m. Elgin Avenue from 8 a.m. until 5:30 p.m. Savannah Countryside 10 a.m. until 5:30 p.m. Your orders may be transferred to any other Puritan store to suit your working and shopping needs. Let us help you to be ready for those special events coming up. Call 949-7104. Puritan Cleaners, you feel good when you look good.
Your Radio Cayman 7 a.m. news, brought to you by Cayman National, proudly serving the Cayman Islands since 1974. Visit www.caymannational.com for up-to-date information for all your financial needs, and follow us on social media.
The Le Classique Black Friday sales event is on.
That's right, Le Classique in the Strand Shopping Complex announces the jaw-dropping Black Friday sales event. Eye-popping deals on now. Every shoe, every bag, every backpack, every wallet is on sale at crazy Black Friday prices. The entire store is marked down 10 to 75% off. Sale on Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Saturday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Don't miss this one, K-Man.
Honey, our fridge has stopped working again. Everything in the freezer is melting. We need to get this repaired right away. I'm calling Brand Source Service.
When you need the very best appliance service, call Brand Source Service at 623-5000. Offering service and installation of all brands and models of appliances. Brand Source Service is Cayman's source for appliance parts and repairs with qualified and experienced technicians and the island's largest stock of appliance parts. Brand Source Service will have your repair completed in a flash. So, whatever the problem is, call the experts at 623-5000. Brand Source Service, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park. Telephone 623-5000.
Listen to the general public.
Your thoughts are just a telephone call away. 1-800-534-8255.
What the public could say.
Let your voice be heard. And now,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
And welcome back to Talk Today. In case you are just tuning in, I'm Raymond Singh, filling in for Mr. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. Now in studio, a panel discussing International Men's Day, which was last Thursday, but a follow-up conversation. We've been recently discussing the Boys to Men program, which was launched and has been spearheaded by Mr. Christopher Murray, a counselor at John Gray High School, and now a nonprofit organization, and the sky's the limit from this point on what you're capable of doing. So on behalf of the entire community, our hats off to you, Ms. Murray, for the work you've done. And now one of the recent graduates from the Boys to Men program, Mr. Deshane Valsden. Deshane, thank you for coming on. And
thank you for having me, man.
And so tell us a bit about what was the journey like for you when you were in the Boys to Men program? What was it that caused you to want to get involved in it? And what do you think you got out of the program?
All right, so basically I was in primary school going straight up. I used to have a little trouble and so like that. I used to give trouble. When I reached John Gray now, I got into certain situations that I went to Cornerstones. I don't know if you guys know of that.
Yes.
Then I did good. I came back to John Gray and I decided to enter the program with Mr. Murray. But however, when I entered the program with Mr. Murray, I realized that this is not just like he not just there just to talk to you and then he go home and he don't care. He actually mean something, like he mean what he doing. He actually want to be a part of your life. You understand?
Absolutely.
And the things I see, he go over beyond that. Like the normal teachers that you see work at the school, you understand? It's not nothing to compare because he go over and beyond, because as we were just talking a while ago, like he just come to work to get paid and do his job. But this is totally different, the program that he create, because I have a few members that was up in here that has problems in their household and was facing some serious things. I see the program change them, and it really changed me because I was a problem child from coming up, and the way how the people deal with me up in the Boys to Men program, it changed me. Something up inside of me told me that this can't be happening, because I see that people really care about me and they want me to be very successful in life.
Absolutely.
Often people look upon the young boys and they don't really think that we need that much attention. They see the females and stuff like that and say, oh, they put more into them because they're very emotional and stuff like that. Often young boys don't speak up because they think if they speak up, you might look like you're soft and stuff like that.
Right, yeah.
So when they had this program up in John Gray, I see that it really it really worked on some young boys' hearts. It really changed them and it benefited them. Plus, that is even there to show now what today, you hardly see any gang violence like how it used to be up in John Gray, because it used to be very bad. And now it has reduced and it's going to function well now. You hardly find any boys getting up in a lot of fights like that, like how it used to be. And for me watching the stage, how this program has traveled and how it developed and how it helped me and the rest of my peers, the past and the present boys to men, boys that are there now, it really shows a lot. Because some of the problems that I think some young boys are facing now, that they have problems in their household, some of them have depression, some of them, they're going through a lot of rough things and they don't really have nobody to open up to. The Boys Men program, you have people that you can trust and you're not going to hear your information going back on the road and stuff like that. But I definitely like the way how the program is moving, because you have a lot of people out there that are struggling, especially the boys, and they just need somebody to open up to, somebody to push them to go where they want. The sky is the limit. Mm-hmm. Nothing there can stop them.
Absolutely.
You understand?
Right.
Some boys, they people see them just because the way how they dress, the way how they carry themselves. They go off of that first impression and say that this boy, he don't want nothing in life. He not gonna have a good job. He gonna be a bum. But this program has changed a lot, because enough of the kids that you see getting in a lot of fights and getting in a lot of criminal activity, right? This program has changed them, because I'm a pass, and I can tell you from that. I just came out of John Gray a couple months ago, and I have 6 subjects. And I'm going to SciFec now and getting some more.
Beautiful.
The past Boys to Men has done successfully too, because it's showing academically that this program is really helping them out. And I would love to see this going, but we just need some support from the community and the government on a whole to have this really benefiting the community, because when you think about it, we are the future, and we're not gonna be. You guys not gonna be here. Or no disrespect.
None taken. In order here, I think we got it right in order. So this is gonna start this way.
Yeah. But
no disrespect at all.
You guys aren't gonna be here a very long time. The government, the legislative assembly, you're gonna have a lot of young individuals going up there to take over and to control it, and we need some very good people that has very good knowledge, that come from a background to really understand and to take Cayman to the top. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So this program, this is starting from the roots. This is a very good place that you have the young youths at now, because if you can get them from this very young age and to start counseling them and to open up their eyes to the world, you're going to see a lot of big changes happening up in Cayman right now. And it's showing. It's not, I'm not just talking it. People are seeing the
results.
Yeah, the results.
Absolutely. So if I can ask you, before you got into the program, you got into some trouble. You had a couple of incidents of trouble. Now you had a pattern.
Yes,
Were
sir.
you an angry young man? And if so, how did that anger subside once you got into the program?
Well, I was a very aggressive individual. They tried to put me in boxing. I did boxing for a few times, and I went up in the Boys Men program. But as I told you, I look into how the people deal with me. You know that it wasn't fake love; it's very genuine love.
Very well said. It wasn't fake love.
So I look into those things and say that I need to change how I am going with life, because there's plenty out there to offer for me, and I don't want to be wasting my time and end up another person in the cell.
Good for you. That just shows how much maturity you have, whether it was always there and Mr. Murray just brought it to the surface, or it's newfound wisdom that you have. You have a lot of very intelligent things that you've just said that shows just how much this program truly means to you and how much you've grown through the program. There's a line that I read a long time, I might get it a little wrong. A boy that doesn't feel loved will eventually grow up and burn down the village just to feel its warmth.
Yes.
And it's a line that says that boys who don't get loved as a child and don't have these opportunities will grow up and find ways of getting in trouble and find other ways of destroying the society they grew up in. And it's just, it's a testament to why this program is so successful and so beneficial for the community. As far as what do you do now? So you're going to SciFec now. What's your eventual plan? Do you have a goal that you want to achieve in the next 5 years, or a career path that you want to go into?
Yes, sir. Well, actually, my family has a strong background in construction, but Cayman has a lot of opportunity. From my point of view, I don't want to work for anybody, so I preferably want to start from scratch and gather as much money as I can and open my own business. I would be more comfortable.
Okay, so you want to go the entrepreneur route.
Yes, sir.
And at SciFec, are you learning some of those soft skills to eventually be able to run your own business?
Yes, sir. I'm actually working in SciFec with Mr. Jeremiah Ransom.
Okay.
He's not actually teaching me about construction alone. He's teaching me how to be a businessman.
Good for you.
I appreciate it.
Once you have that skill, you can do anything.
Yes, sir.
Once you know how the language of business works. And do you see yourself coming back into the Boys to Men program in the future?
Well, I'm not leaving anytime soon because it's like a family, man.
Is there any one, like Ms. Murray mentioned the fishing trip and there was the Ritz dinner. Is there any of those events that really stick out in your memory as this was like the moment that was really awesome for me?
Well, the Ritz-Carlton, it was a very heartwarming moment because I'm not really close to my mama like that, but when we went to the Ritz-Carlton, we eat together normal and, and I get to express.
Absolutely.
So it was a very good moment. Plus a lot of boys there too that they wasn't very interactive with their mommy like that and stuff like that, so.
They had that opportunity.
Yeah.
Good for you. That's it's a very heartwarming. I don't think anybody watching right now could definitely feel the energy. That it's a very heartwarming story you just shared there. We wish you all the best on your journey in Boys to Men and in construction, and eventually see you being the next big developer on the island.
Yes, sir. But I don't mean to carry on with the conversation. But
by all means, no one's stopping you.
I just want to speak out for the parents too, on their behalf. Like, if you see your kid have a little bit of depression, I know most parents are busy with work, they have a hectic schedule, but you just find out what's wrong with them, how it is today, and simple stuff like that, because sometimes a child might be going through something you never know it, and sometimes that can lead to suicide and stuff like that. So that's something to take into consider. And I just want to say thank you to my parents because they tried their best to keep me here, because if it wasn't for them I wouldn't be standing looking here now. So on my behalf, thank you to them too.
Good.
DeShane, thank you so much. You're a very mature young man, and kudos to you, Mr. Murray, for all the work you have done within that program. There are a lot of times we take young men who are not doing very well and we make them poster childs for gangs and all these other things. You are the poster child for the future progress of young men in Cayman.
Yes, sir.
Very well said, and I think
Yes,
on
sir.
behalf of the entire community, we're very proud of all the efforts you have put in.
Yes,
Mr. Murray, we have to go to a commercial break. Any closing words you'd like to say on the Boys to Men program before we go?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. If you are listening out there and you'd like to get in touch with us, we can be reached at 916-5559. That's 916-5559 or 329-0021. We welcome your help. We welcome all hands on deck. It's quite a task, but the results are very, very fulfilling. Thank you so much for having me.
Ms. Murray, thank you so much, and DeShane, thank you very much again for coming in.
Yeah, man, it's a pleasure having me.
Thank you. On that note, we have to go to our 1:30 commercial break. When we come back, we'll be continuing our conversation in regards to International Men's Day with the Family Resource Center and Ms. Carlene from the Gender Affairs Unit. Be back with more talk today right after this.
Black Friday.
Black Friday sales are finally here. Get ahead of the New Year's rush with the Black Friday sale at King Sports Center. Annual squash memberships as low as $300. And unlike others, you never pay any additional court or registration fees. Why spend 40% more with other gyms? 1-year Powerhouse Gym memberships are only $385. For more information, call 946-5464 or email kings@candw.ky or visit kingsportscenter.com.
Black Friday.
Black Friday sale at King Sports Center. One day only, Friday, November 27th. King Sports Center, your one-stop shop for fitness, recreation, and relaxation.
The Paramount Carpet pre-Christmas blowout sale is back. Monday, November 23rd through Saturday, November 28th. Save big with assorted remnant tiles, $250 square foot, $100 a pallet. Assorted remnant granite slabs, $300 each. Ceramic tiles as low as 75 cents a square foot. Porcelain tiles as low as 99 cents a square foot. Area rugs, 35% off. Carpets, 25% off. And all other in-house tiles, 20% off. Cash and carry. Visit the big blowout sale at Paramount Carpet, November 23rd to November 28th, located on 317 North Sound Road, Industrial Park. Open Monday to Friday, 7:30 till 5, and Saturday, 7:30 till 2. Call 949-5000.
We do a whole lot more than just cover your floor at Paramount Carpets.
Rotary Central Music Extravaganza tickets. They're flying out the window. Get your tickets now from Rotary Central members, Rotary ticket sellers, online at eventpro.ky. Funky Tangs, A.L. Thompson's Home Depot, The Bar at Mango Tree Restaurant, Sievert's Bar on Eastern Avenue, or on Cayman Brack from the Rotary Club of Cayman Brack and Tishara Lewis, or from Barcam on the Run in Red Bay and gas stations island-wide. Get ready to be a winner with your chance to win $40,000 or a second prize of $4,000. And there are 6 $1,000 prizes and more. Do you have your golden ticket for the golden chance? Rotary Central and the Music Extravaganza 2020, supporting over 70 Rotary community projects. Rotary Central, not-for-profit number 232. Your ticket for your chance and your contribution to a better community through Rotary. Remember, Rotary. It opens opportunities.
It's time to run off that extra helping of turkey dinner and give back in a big way this Thanksgiving. Register now for the 5th annual Meals on Wheels 5K and 10K Turkey Trot. Whether you run, jog, walk, or trot, come get active with us on Saturday, November 28th at the Grand Ole House, South Church Street. Registration starts at only $10 and is open to all ages. There are prizes to be won, finishers' medals, trophies, and complimentary continental breakfast to enjoy. Joint event sponsors Radio Cayman, Rum Point Club Residences, Davenport Development, Stepping Stones, and McAlpine, as they support Meals on Wheels in their fight to end senior hunger in the Cayman Islands. Register today. Visit mealsonwheels.ky or register at racecaribbean.net.
Listen to the general public.
Your thoughts are just a telephone call away. 1-800-534-8255.
What the public is saying.
Let your voice be heard. And now,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
And welcome back to Talk Today. In case you are just tuning in, I'm Raymond Singh, filling in for Mr. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks, and a very lively commercial break just now as we were discussing the state of the world with Andre Bailey and Miss Carlene Branwell from Gender Affairs Unit and from the FRC. And here discussing International Men's Day, we just heard a very emotionally profound segment with Mr. Christopher Murray, who is the orchestrator behind the Boys to Men program, and Deshane Valsden, who has come through the program, and his emotional testimony of what could have been his path in life and now what is his newfound direction in life and purpose as a result of the Boys to Men program. And such a powerful story he just told I would encourage all of our listeners to go back to the YouTube video after this show today and just to rewatch it to really get a feel for how deep and powerful that young man's story was. If we can turn quickly before we run out of time and to make sure we cover, we have a basketball event coming up tomorrow as part of International Men's Day. Andre, tell us a bit about that.
Yes, of course. Right, so International Men's Day annually is the 19th of November. So that's the day that the world pauses to recognize the achievement of men and the positive role models that are within our society. But for the month of November, the Family Resource Center has been doing several activities to celebrate men within the month of November itself. Part of that, like you said, is the basketball competition, which is the second annual basketball competition, and it's on tomorrow, November 28th, and will be at the Arc in Camana Bay. We start at 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. with the junior division. The junior division for boys under 12 years old and under, and it's a 3-on-3 basketball competition. So the junior division kicks off at 10 o'clock, and the senior division, which is the open division, that goes up, it starts at about 12:30, and we are scheduled until 6. So it's 10 to 6. It's a whole day family event, live entertainment for the entire day. Different competitions will be happening within the basketball competition. So outside of the basketball competition, we're going to be having a free throw competition. We're also going to be having a minute to win it competition, all surrounding basketball. So
Minute to win it?
Yes.
What's that?
So you get 60 seconds to complete a set of challenges that we have laid out in relation to basketball. So you might have to make a free throw, you might have to do a three-pointer, and some other things. I won't tell you all of it.
It's a surprise.
Well, we want you to come out and experience it. That's what we want.
It's a surprise.
So it's a minute to win it. It's a minute to win it competition, of course. So it's 60 seconds to complete it with your teammate. So for that competition itself, we take an adult and a child. So it could be a father and a son. It could be two brothers. It could be friends. And they are both, as a team, both of them has 60 seconds to complete the challenges. And of course, there's a prize at the end of that. There's the free throw competition I told you, which is part of the intermission, where persons can enter that free throw competition. So if you know that you're a good free thrower, enter that competition, shoot some free throws, and of course there are prizes to be won, cash prizes actually, to be won for those competitions. The cash prize for the tournament itself is $1,000. It's a free event, and the cash prize is $1,000. You can't have it better than that. Come there for free and get $1,000 cash prize for winning. It's also free entry. So we are inviting the entire Cayman community to come out and to be a part of that competition, to watch, to be entertained. Food will be on sale, and we're expecting lively competitive competition tomorrow for the basketball competition. We want to pause and recognize the sponsors for the entire month of November and the basketball competition. We have had different entities who have come on board with the Family Resource Center and have been our sponsors. So we have Davenport Development Limited. We want to thank them for their sponsorship. Costules has joined the ship, if you will. They saw us having this basketball competition and they wanted to be a part of the good work. And they have joined with us. So that's Costules. Thank you for your sponsorship. Cayman National, of course, has been on board with us for several years in terms of events having to do with International Men's Day and other events, but especially here talking about IMD. So I want to thank Cayman National for their continued support. Water Authority Cayman have also come on board. Again, they have supported us throughout our different programs, and they are here with us again for this men's related event. And of course, the Ministry of Cultural Affairs, the Gender Affairs Unit, and we have currently here. They have always been with us, and especially now we're looking at a gendered issue of men and International Men's Day. Of course, like in studio, they have supported us and they have come on board to support us with this event as well. And we want to thank them for their partnership and their sponsorship to that regard. So it's a basketball competition. It's the second annual one. We have made it bigger and better, far bigger and better than the last time. And the plan is to increase the coverage of it every year to make it even bigger and better. So we are promising all your listeners doing, well, Raymond in this case.
That's fine.
We are promising all the listeners that have talked today extravagant event, and we're inviting you to come out tomorrow, 10 o'clock, at Ark in Camana Bay for the basketball competition.
You know, I was an event planner in a former life, so I can appreciate how much work and effort you put into putting on an event such as this.
Yes.
It is time-consuming, and people tend to show up to events and go, oh, yeah, I had a good time, leave after 20 minutes, and they're gone. Meanwhile, you were there for months ahead of time setting up. You were finding the money. You were getting the event organized. You were organizing on the day of the event, and when everyone else left, you were there cleaning up after the event.
After the event. And that's so true. Even this morning, we were there. We did the final site visit and run through. One more thing is that the event is actually endorsed by FIBA, which is the International Federation for Basketball. So we went ahead and we applied for the endorsement because we also want to take the opportunity to promote basketball in the Cayman Islands. So part of that international accreditation, it goes to the players. So the players who are part of this basketball competition get registered. They get to create a FIBA account, a FIBA profile. And following the competition, points will be awarded, international points based on the FIBA system. Points will be awarded to these players. So players who are looking to be pro players, players who are looking to get on the international scene, being a part of this event automatically give you those points to that. So it's FIBA endorsed, of course, and we definitely want persons to come out and enjoy this family event. Well, it's all male play, of course. It's International Men Day event, so we know they're female basketball players. We ask them to come and support the males on court. Family members, friends, everyone, join us tomorrow at the Ark, Camana Bay, for the basketball competition.
That's great. Now, before we go to our 1:45 break, you mentioned there was other events you're doing throughout the month. I think there was a social media contest as well.
Well, there is a social media contest that's on. We call it Picture This. It's where you capture the photograph of a man doing an event, traditional or non-traditional event. Whatever he's doing, he might taking care of his child, taking care of a family member, just a positive male role model within the society. Capture that photograph, post it on Facebook, and tag the Family Resource Center, and we will get that tag, and the photograph with the most likes at the end of the month will be awarded from the Family Resource Center. So it's a Picture This competition, recognizing, acknowledging, and posting the positive things that men are doing within the society.
I hope someone goes on to our YouTube channel and snapshots a picture of our panel today and captures Mr. Chris Murray and Mr. Deshane and enters them into that contest.
That would have been a good photo. Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
But, you know, it's a great one, and that you're doing that one as well. We do have to go to our commercial break. When we get back, I wouldn't mind exploring a little bit about why this avenue, the basketball tournament, why the Picture This avenue, and what you hope to accomplish as a result of doing the basketball tournament like this. Back with more talk today, right after this.
Miracle Brokers International, your worldwide movers and freight forwarders, continues to work hard to improve their expertise to provide you with the first-class service you have come to expect. Now, together with Consolidated Freight Line, CFL, the specialist in logistical and global cargo solutions, customers can rely on an expanded team of moving professionals that gets the job done in a timely manner. Whether it's your prized possessions, full container loads, less than container loads, ro-ro cargo, or construction equipment, from door to port services, or across the oceans, from destinations such as the US, Canada, Asia, the Caribbean, Central and South America, among others. Miracle Brokers and CFL Combined Networks offers hundreds of expert connections that take the stress out of moving and shipping services. Call today for your free estimate, 949-5989. You can also log on to www.miraclebrokers.com. Miracle Brokers is located at the end of Kingbird Road, just past CUC. Miracle Brokers, the art of packing and moving, 949-5989.
Fidelity Bank would like to thank all essential workers. We salute your efforts and thank you for the sacrifices you've made to keep us all safe. During these challenging times we're facing, our top priority is the health and safety of the communities we serve. And while it's true that things are changing rapidly every day, one thing that will never change is our commitment to giving you the best and sound financial solutions to help you during and after the coronavirus pandemic. At Fidelity Bank, our focus will always be you. Fidelity, we're good for you.
The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. We're here for you. Are you currently a member and interested in the management of your pension plan? If so, consider becoming a volunteer trustee. Becoming a trustee is a great way to play an integral role in the governance of your pension plan. If you'd like to learn more, email pensions@chamberpension.ky or call 745-7630. The Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Pension Plan. We're here for you.
Rotary Central Music Extravaganza tickets are moving like Blackie's Grape Nut Ice Cream on a sizzling Saturday night in Cayman Brac. Get your tickets now from Rotary Central members, Rotary ticket sellers, online at eventpro.ky. Funky Tangs, Ale Thompson's Home Depot, the bar at Mango Tree Restaurant, Seabird's Bar at Eastern Avenue. In Cayman Brac, Rotary Club of Cayman Brac and Tashara Lewis. Bar Camp on the Run in Red Bay. Gas stations island-wide. Get ready to be a winner. Stand your chance to win $40,000. Second prize, $4,000, 6 $1,000 prizes, and more. Your golden ticket, your golden chance. Rotary Central and the Music Extravaganza 2020. Innovators behind the Rotary Cayman Disaster Fund and the Rotary District 7020 Disaster Fund. Your tickets support over 70 Rotary community projects, making every ticket a winner. Rotary Central, not-for-profit number 232. Your ticket, your chance. Your contribution to a better community through Rotary. Rotary opens opportunity.
At KFC, we believe you don't have to share a last name to be a family. Whether it's an office party, holiday fete, or family gathering, enjoy KFC's fresh hand-breaded finger-lickin' good chicken. The KFC Festive Feast includes 10 pieces of original recipe or spicy chicken, creamy mashed potatoes, tasty coleslaw, and warm biscuits. KFC's holiday catering menu includes buckets of hot wings, sweet chili wings, or chicken tenders. KFC, it's finger-lickin' good.
Listen to the general public.
Your thoughts are just a telephone call away. 1-800-534-8255.
What the public is saying.
Let your voice be heard. And now,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
Minutes. Welcome back to Talk Today. In case you're just tuning in, I'm Raymond Singh, filling in for Mr. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks, and very pleased to have in studio two distinguished members of our social services network here in Cayman, from the Family Resource Center, Mr. Andre Bailey, and from the Gender Affairs Unit, Ms. Carleen Bramwell. We've been discussing the International Men's Day. Carleen, before we jump into the gender affairs portion, Andre, if we can just tack on to the last part in relation to the basketball tournament, what was the motivation, the drive to do the basketball tournament as part of International Men's Day? What's the benefit to men as a whole in the community by doing an event like this?
All right, well, we have recognized that men are interested in sports. And it's an avenue for them. Men like the competition. Men do well at sports. If we're catering to a male audience, then sports is one of those activities that men are highly involved in. It's basketball now, but prior to now, we had a football competition with the Family Resource Center. So there was a football competition at one point, and then it was decided to do another sport.
Sure.
Because all men don't play all sport, and eventually you'd want to reach a different demographic, if you will, a different set of men. So we have changed the basketball. I mean, actually, we're having talks about even moving to volleyball in years to come. So it's just having a sporting aspect within the celebration of men, because we know that men like sports, they thrive in sports. I give you a joke, Raymond. We had a discussion about domino and whether domino is a sport. And some family resource members didn't accept that domino could be a sport, and I was like, no, domino is a real sport. People have teams, people have real competitions. This is real money that goes on in the game. So they're saying, no, domino is a fun game, it's not a sport. But I mean, as a little bit of humor. So we have been looking at different areas where there are a lot of men involved, and we know that sports is one of those areas. So we have decided to add sport as part of the celebration throughout the year for the month, whatever sport it is, to have sport if we're looking at honoring men and supporting them and having engagement with men. So we hope to get from it awareness. Of course, the fact that it's an International Men's Day event, and it's an all-male event, so that men could recognize that we are recognizing them within their own sporting discipline, and we're giving credence to them and to that sport that they do play, given that avenue for expression. The interesting thing about the basketball competition is that in the open division, there has to be a minor on court at all times. So what it does, it fosters camaraderie between older men and younger men being on court at the same time, interacting in a positive space. So it might not be that we're teaching etiquette classes like the Boys to Men program and we just spoke with Deshane, but we are facilitating the interaction between younger men, boys, and older men, adult males, within the same space, within that competitive spirit, within that camaraderie building and male bonding on court. Because of course there'll be on-court coaching like, hey, do this, do that. So the older men are teaching the younger boys how to go about playing the sport, how to build sportsmanship, how to build fair play, and so on. So part of the requirement of this particular competition, the unique aspect to it, is that on court at all times there must be a minor. So it can't be that they're just on the team and they're been made to sit on the bench while the adults play. The minor has to be intricately involved and be on court at all times.
Thank you so much for that, and we'll have you provide that information again at the tail end of our show. So, Miss Carleen, throwing the conversation over to you've had the tell her to come a little closer to the microphone. We've had the conversation with Mr. Murray and Mr. Deshane in regards to the Boys to Men program. We have the Family Resource Center's International Men's Day initiatives from the Gender Affairs Unit. Anything to include into the conversation?
Just to say that I admire, first of all, Mr. Murray. Having worked at the prison myself, actually, and worked with a lot of men in different scenarios, I think that is exactly what is needed. And as you said before, just looking to find men's organizations is difficult. And in Cayman, I know, because last year, I was trying to do a gender affairs stakeholders group. And of course, we want to hear the voices of men, and we want them to be included. Sorry?
Sign me up.
Yes. And so what eventually happened, so I wrote, first of all, I was trying to find all of these organizations, and there are really none. We have, yes, there was a 1,000-man march, and there are the gentlemen who do Movember, but in terms of a civic formed organization that actually promotes men's rights and talk about those things in an organized fashion, there weren't a lot of those. So I think that is definitely a need, and I would then encourage men to make those organizations, heard and formed and so forth.
It's interesting. I've had this conversation with a few men, both on this show and outside of this show. Many times men are actually very afraid to actually do so.
Why is that?
Because there's a viewpoint, and many times that when you start speaking up for issues that affect boys, men, or fathers, it means you're automatically against issues that affect girls, women, and mothers. And you're shunned for it. You're viewed as, you live in a patriarchy. There's 19 MLAs and 17 of them are men, so you already have the domination. What do you need more for? Whereas we tend to look at the top 1% of the male population and forget that there's 99% of the men beneath them who are not doing very well. When you look at the healthcare, you look at all the metrics, savings accounts, look at income, all the metrics that we kind of use to gauge society, and so many men are struggling. But when they start speaking up about it, about trying to get organized about it, they're met with immediate backlash. And it's just this common scenario. If you start talking about men domestic violence victims, you'll be met with flack right off the bat. Start talking about family court, you're met with flack right off the bat. And it's a constant scenario where it's very difficult. If you start speaking up for men's issues, you could become ostracized in your very own community as being not for the benefits of women as well. And that's one of the areas that's challenging. There's other challenging areas as well. There's very little funding when it comes to men's issues and men's rights groups. It's very difficult to garner financial support when you're not viewed as a victim. And so it's a very difficult scenario when you're talking about male victim of domestic violence, but you're not viewed as a victim, to garnish financial support to open a shelter or whatever it might be. But I do agree with you. It is time for men to actually start doing so. They have to overcome that fear of being ostracized and not be afraid to speak up for the issues that are affecting them.
And I think many of the things that you raised, there's a lot of disagreements, arguments, etc. around all of that. And this is not only in Cayman, this is globally.
It's global, absolutely.
Right? So I think that when it even comes to what is gender equality, that is one of the things. And people will see the term gender and just automatically assume that it is about women, or they see gender affairs unit and automatically assume that. And one of the things that we have tried to do is to make sure that people, and it's an ongoing process of education, what exactly does equality mean? And I'll share with you a definition in a second. But just to have people understand, one of the things that I really want to get forward today is for people to understand that when we're talking about the gender affairs unit, we're looking at what are the things that affect women and girls, men and boys, etc. And how do we get that voice within policy making, within programming, within whatever it is that is going on within the community.
That's great. We do have one caller on the line. Let's get to our caller very quick. Good afternoon, caller. Thank you for calling Talk today. If I can just ask you to keep it very brief, we do have to go to our 2 p.m. headline news in just a moment.
Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Mr. Ray, and good afternoon to your distinguished panel there. Great what you're doing, and I commend them very highly. I just wondered, have you been suggesting to these young men to join the Cayman Islands Regiment? Because nothing molds character and shapes a person's future, a man's future, as military service. And I thought that this would be a good opportunity to try to encourage them to join such thing, the service to their country, service, general service, and learn something. You can learn a lot. There's a lot educated about in the military. I thought this would be a good opportunity to encourage young men who you said some are at risk or whatever. And it's a great journey through life to join for a while, and I thought this would be something to encourage them to do. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. I'll listen on.
Thank you so much, Mr. Harrelson. Mr. Harrelson says, I know you are still listening. Thank you for calling in. I promised my mom I would say this next time you called. My mom listens to the show every day when I'm on, and you are her favorite caller. And she wanted me to say that to you from Florida so that you heard firsthand. On that note, we do have about a minute left here in the segment. Andre, if you don't mind, if you can walk our listeners through again what the process is to register for tomorrow if they want to come out and join our play, and then Ms. Carlin, I'll have you provide your information as well for those who want more information from Gender Affairs.
Okay, so registration is quick and easy. You could do it online on the FRC's website, frc.gov.ky, and you'll find our registration there. We also are accommodating on-site registration. So if you show up tomorrow at 10 o'clock for the junior, 9:30, if you're getting registered on-site, it starts at 10. So come for that time, you could get registered on-site, and the seniors as well, you could get registered on-site. But if you want to register before, then it's frc.gov.ky, and you'll find our registration form there, or you could follow us on Facebook. You could get registered from the link is provided on Facebook that will take you to the registration page as well, so you could get that done. Persons will be asked to sign a waiver, including a COVID-19 waiver, upon registration. Just letting you know that that's part of the process.
And that's for parents as well. If they're signing up their child,
if they're signing for their child, so you'll sign for a minor. I mean, clearly, adults sign for themselves. Parents will assist to sign for the minors. So it's tomorrow, November 28th, at the Arc, Cayman Bay, for the basketball competition. We start at 10 a.m. It's a free event. So entire family, please bring out the entire family. Cash prize is $1,000, and there will be several activities that are going on throughout the day, including live entertainment and novelty awards and challenges.
Are you going to be singing?
If I'm going to be
singing?
No, we actually have a DJ.
Oh, okay. You mentioned live entertainment. So
live entertainment, and we have a DJ.
He was coming out singing. And Miss Carleen, you've been on the show 3 times this week, and it's been a pleasure because we've covered a lot of territory. Even though we covered so much territory, we've covered the tip of the iceberg, because it is such a broad conversation on so many areas. If individuals have any questions in regards to the Gender Affairs Unit, how they can go about, whether it is setting up their own organization or anything that affects, whether it be girls, boys, men, father, women, you name it, how can they get in touch with you?
You can contact us at genderequality@gov.ky, or the telephone number is 244-3226.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much again for coming. You've been very generous with your time this week. Because we've had you in 3 days, and so it's a lot, and we appreciate your busy schedule. On that note, let's go to our 2 p.m. headline news. When we come back, we'll be sitting down with the team from the CNCF in regards to Gimme Story. We'll be back with more talk today, right after this.
You are listening to Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman.
It's only 2 species that we have here on the island.
Generations present.
Your voice, your choice.
It is in the best interest of the people of these islands.
Local, regional, international. This is Headlines from Radio Cayman's newsroom.
Today's biggest news.
With your latest headlines, I'm Felicia Rankin-Solins. The Department of Vehicle and Driver's Licensing has opened a call center to facilitate the booking of appointments for written and driving tests. Applicants can contact the center at 945-8344 instead of visiting DVDL's office locations. The call center will remain operational until end of January 2021. In international news, the UK government has asked the regulator to assess the Oxford AstraZeneca coronavirus vaccine, bringing the UK a step closer to a possible rollout. The referral to the Medicines and Healthcare Products Regulatory Agency marked a, quote, significant first step in getting the vaccine approved for deployment, the government said. It follows news that the jab was highly effective in advanced trials. Officials have arrested 21 people accused of attempting to use fake COVID-free certificates to travel from Kenya to the United Arab Emirates. It came after the UAE issued a visa ban on Kenyans, allegedly after visitors were found using forged certificates. A 31-year-old man has been jailed for 21 months for throwing eggs at a police station, the latest tough sentence handed down by a Hong Kong court as the authorities move to clamp down on political dissent in the Chinese territory. These are your headlines. I'm Felicia Rankin-Solins. For the latest in news and information,
follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Download the Radio Cayman app or log on to our website, radiocayman.gov.ky.
Your voice, your choice, your radio.
Santa came early this year. Get ready for the best Black Friday sales event at Penha, MAC Cosmetics, and Victoria's Secret. From November 26th through November 28th, amazing savings on fragrances, cosmetics, accessories, and apparels. Start your Christmas shopping early and save big. Penha Perfumes and Cosmetics on 40 Cardinal Avenue, Georgetown.
Digital is not a buzzword, it is a culture. At Digicel, we've made it our mission to enrich your digital lives. That's why we're bringing together more of all the experiences you love. The latest shows, the best of local and international music and radio, live sports, cloud storage, breaking news, HD video chats, and more. Welcome to Digital at Digicel, the Caribbean's fastest mobile network. Digicel, better together.
We're ready for some stories. It's storytelling time.
Gimme Story is back. 2020 couldn't stop us from telling our stories. Don't miss the Cayman Islands International Storytelling Festival, happening November 27th through 29th, premiering online on all CIG TV channels and the CNCF Facebook page.
Storytelling time.
A different show each night, featuring storytellers from around the world. Find out all the details at artscayman.org or call the CNCF office. Just wait to see what we're going to tell you.
Listen to the general public.
Your thoughts are just a telephone call away. 1-800-534-8255.
What the public is saying.
Let your voice be heard. And now,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
And welcome back to Talk Today. In case you are just tuning in, I'm Raymond Singh, filling in for Mr. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks. In a very engaging segment thus far, we had Miss Felicia from Jasmine here discussing their event coming up next Tuesday. And then just now in the studio, we had the Family Resource Center. And I would encourage all of our listeners to go back on and try to rewatch that segment, especially the first half of it from 1 to 1:30, where we had the group from Boys to Men, and very emotionally powerful story that was shared from one of their former graduates. A quick announcement in regards to the Cayman Islands Agriculture Society. They would like to inform the community that their car boot sale, which was originally slated for tomorrow, has been postponed until December 19th due to unforeseen circumstances. There will be vendors' car spaces available for only $25, and tables and covered spaces are also available, and that will be at the agricultural grounds in Lower Valley. For more information, you can email 345agriculture@gmail.com. Now we're going to turn the spotlight on to Gimme Story, and we're being joined by phone today by Miss Melanie McField. Good afternoon, Mel. Are you there?
I'm right here. Hi, Ray. How are you?
We're doing great. Happy Friday to you.
Happy Friday to you, too.
Before we get into the Gimme Story scenario, can you provide us with any kind of update on Pirates Week?
Absolutely, and I know that's what we're usually accustomed to speaking about. So you'll be hearing from and seeing me a lot more.
Always a pleasure
for you.
Always a pleasure for you to join us in studio or by phone, Mel. Anytime.
Thank you, Ray. I appreciate that. So just to give you a quick wrap up of the festival for Grand Cayman, everything went as planned, which for us was something we were questioning. Like we've questioned the entire 2020.
You questioned the universe at that point. Wait a second.
Yes, exactly. So the weather. What's funny is it rained when it was supposed to rain. If that makes any sense.
It makes perfectly good sense for all of us.
So we expected rain, but it didn't. At least not too much. It did not hamper the events. We had a great turnout for the scavenger hunt. We had over 40 teams register.
Great, good for you.
Yeah, we were hoping for 20, but we got about 42. So that went well. We got some really good feedback. So it looks like that might actually become one of our new events going forward. We also had a great turnout for the Flotilla, which was also a new event for the festival, and had awesome feedback about that. So it looks like that might also be added to the event schedule, as if we don't have enough on that schedule.
No, that's fine. So I'll be just to put our listeners at ease. Future events, we're not going to see the loss of parade.
Oh no!
Okay.
That will all still be there.
Okay.
This is just another component to add that there's a lot of people that want water activities during the festival. So. Sure. Here's another water activity for you to enjoy, and more than likely it will happen on the Sunday. So the land parade would happen on the Saturday, and the parade on water would happen on the Sunday. So, definitely not going
fantastic.
Oh yeah. So overall we're happy. It was a successful event under the circumstances. The turnout for some events weren't what we hoped for. Okay. But we still got a great turnout, and those that showed up had a fantastic time. They enjoyed themselves, and we're happy, and we're looking forward to 2021.
That's great.
Yeah.
And then the National Song Competition, that was one of the events that had been rescheduled, right?
Right. So the two events were rescheduled. The National Song Competition and the costume competition. The District Heritage Ambassador costume. So what we did, we put both of those events under one umbrella and called it Papa Show. So that's an event that we're introducing, or we're going to put on. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we get to have K-Fest next year. We're going to put that event as part of the Red Sky at Night activities.
Okay.
So it's either going to happen then, or we might just move it to the 2021 festival for Pirates Week, which is where those two events would normally fit. So we're still toying with the idea, but we'll give more than ample notice for sure for those that are interested, because we still have the participants that were going to enter before we change this year's dates. They're still interested in entering for February, so we'll definitely keep them posted. And what this does, it gives people enough time for those who are thinking of writing music or thinking of designing a costume to come up with a concept and be ready for February should we choose that date.
Okay, that's great. Thank you so much, Mel.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, and now putting on your other hat, we are jumping into Gimme Story.
Yes, we are.
So walk us through what's going on with Gimme Story for 2020.
So Gimme Story, traditionally it's an event that stems over about a week of, and we go from district to district, telling stories as it, it's very simple. We go into your district. We have international and local storytellers tell some of the most interesting, funny, kind of spooky stories throughout the Caribbean. So it's a great event. Unfortunately, we can't do the traditional way of things for this year, so we've gone virtual. And with the great help of GIS and CIG TV, we will be airing the virtual Gimme Story International Storytelling Festival on the CIG TV, C3 Channel 3, Flow Channel 106, as well as Logic Channel 23. We were going to initially start today, but we've decided to move the event to next weekend as it better aligns with the, Cayman Thanksgiving. So it's a great way to, introduce the festive season with some great storytelling from our very own storytellers, as well as some excellent international storytellers. So the event actually kicks off on Saturday the 5th and Sunday the 6th. Now we've confirmed Saturday the 5th for 7:30 p.m. on those channels I mentioned earlier. We're still confirming the time for Sunday. But those are the 2 days specific, the 5th and 6th of December.
Okay, so I had November 27th to 29th, so those dates have changed.
So those dates have changed, and we have updated our social media handle, our Facebook page. If you go to Cayman Culture on Facebook, you'll see all of the updates, and also the website, which is artscayman.com artscayman.org for the updates there as well. So for any information regarding the CNCF and any of the programs that are offered by the CNCF, artscayman.org is the place to go.
That's fantastic. And we'll go through a list of some of these speakers, because you have a quite diverse list.
Yes, we do.
I'm just kind of thinking a lot. Imagine what Gimme Story will sound like in 40 years as they include 2020 as part of that story, right?
I know, right? What I did forget to mention, though, Ray, it's not just on CIG TV. It's also on the CNCF and CIG YouTube channels. And it's also on the CNCF Facebook page. So there's a number of options for people to see what's happening for this year's Gimme Story.
Okay.
But back to what you were saying. Go ahead.
No. What you were saying was far more important. That was just my little inner monkey brain that kind of went off on a tangent thinking about what this would look like in 40 years as we try including 2020 as part of the storytelling process.
You and I might be two of those storytellers.
I think we will be those stories. At that point, we will be.
We have lots to tell.
They will think we are we're just completely off our rockers, trying to explain what 2020 was like in 40 years, right? As you try referencing the pandemic and earthquakes and lockdown, and that's it's going to be but 2021 is going to be a better year and a better decade, right?
Yes, let's speak that into fruition. It's
exactly,
going to be
right here on our airwaves.
Year.
We have spoken it into being.
Yes.
Mel, on that note, let's go to a quick commercial break. We'll come back. We'll wrap up our segment on Gimme Story. Back with more talk today, right after this.
We're ready for some stories. It's storytelling time.
Gimme Story is back. 2020 couldn't stop us from telling our stories. Don't miss the Cayman Islands International Storytelling Festival, happening November 27th through 29th, premiering online on all CIG TV channels and the CNCF Facebook page.
Storytelling time.
A different show each night, featuring storytellers from around the world. Find out all the details at artscayman.org or call the CNCF office. Just wait and see what we're going to tell you.
You know you've dreamed of that Mercedes. The smooth leather, the style. Ooh la la! With the Lions Club of Grand Cayman Benzarama. Now is your chance to make that dream come through. Get your ticket for the Benzarama fundraiser at Lorna's Gas Station in Budden Town, West Bay Esso, Funky Tangs, Reflections, and South Coast Bar and Grill, as well at Event Pro. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman Benzarama fundraiser supports site screening, Christmas deliveries, restoration, and social services.
The Benzarama drawing will take place December 5th. All Benzarama tickets bought earlier this year are still valid.
For the record.
For information that matters to you, the people. Hear from the government, the opposition, independents, and other experts on issues and solutions that affect you.
For the record.
Every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, tune into 89.9 and 93.9 FM from 7:30 to 9 a.m. for Cayman's new Straight Talk morning show. For the record.
I invite you to join me for the record. You are invited to be a part of this interesting and informative show. Embrace the opportunity to dialogue with your legislators, policymakers, and those charged with policy implementation.
For the record. Brought to you by
Coca-Cola. Available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga Distributors.
Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola.
Listen to the general public.
Your thoughts are just a telephone call away. 1-800-534-8255.
What the public is saying.
Let your voice be heard. And now,
Radio Cayman's Talk Today.
And welcome back to Talk Today. In case you're just tuning in for the tail end of our show, I'm Raymond Singh, filling in for Mr. Sterling Dwayne Ebanks, who will be back from his vacation next week, and we do hope he's enjoyed his well-deserved time out of office. We are joined by phone with Miss Melanie McField from Pirates Week and from Gimme Story, here to talk about the upcoming Gimme Story event on Saturday, December 5th, and Sunday, December 6th, which is also Cayman Thanksgiving. Mel, so we have quite a lengthy list of storytellers here from Cayman and around the world.
Yes, we do.
Can you just walk our listeners through why these storytellers were picked? Is there a story behind these storytellers?
I wouldn't say there's a story behind them, but the storytellers, especially those from Cayman or storytellers that have done Gimme Story over a number of years, with the exception of Stuart Wilson, who's new to the storytelling scene. Most of us know Stuart as a musician, so he's brought his artistic talents of being a musician into storytelling, and it's actually. I actually reached out to Stuart and asked him because I envisioned him doing something like this, and the conversation was so funny because he actually had a vision that morning that someone would be telling him to do storytelling. I don't know how that happened, but we had a conversation. He met with Mr. Henry, and here we are with Stuart Wilson as one of our Gimme storytellers for this year's festival.
He's a fantastic story. In all fairness, we had Stuart in the studio earlier this week. He's performing as part of the One Love concert in early December, which Radio Cayman is involved with. And he's a lyrical genius. The way he is. The way he talks. We were telling him that we were just going to have a show where we brought him back in and literally just put a microphone in front of him and just let him go.
Yep.
And let him just keep on talking, because he's just got that poetic way of.
Absolutely, and that's what you will see this December 5th and 6th with Stuart. Exactly that.
That is do we know when he's going to be?
I am not sure which day he's going to be on. You just have to watch both, Ray. You have to watch both. Everybody just has to watch both days, Saturday and Sunday.
You know us. We just want all the info. We want it.
Yeah, I know. I'll tell you who's going to be on, and you'll have to see which day they come on. How about that?
That works. All
right. So we have Nasaria Saku Shillette, and who's also a very well-known Gimme storyteller, or just storyteller and in general, very artistic as well. We have David Burrow and friends from Trinidad. We have Black Sage from Trinidad as well. Our very own, CNCF's very own Miss Virginia Foster, or as we call her affectionately, Auntie V. And we have Amina Blackwood Meeks from Jamaica. We have Mr. Roy Bodden. Now, this is Mr. Roy Bodden, the singer. Not the Roy Bodden that we all know, the historian, or I think he's also a writer as well. We have Ken Corsby from U.S. and Guyana. We also have the story crafters from the U.S., Stuart Wilson, as I mentioned earlier. We have George Alphonse, a.k.a. Fish, from St. Lucia. We have Martin Keeley from Cayman as well. He lives in the Brac. And we also have Winston Farrell from Barbados, Hilton Grace from the Cayman Islands, Cicely Cross from Barbados, and Jiva Rangunath from India. So we have a wide cross-section of storytellers from all over the world.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Now, just to reassure our listeners, Gimme Story is always a very personal, in-person storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the elements, and I was reading through some of the bio and some of the information on Gimme Story, and it's true. Like, it's an ancient art form. That storytelling was our initial way of communicating from generation to generation.
Mm-hmm.
But it was very much an in-person, personal experience.
Yeah.
When you hear your dad reading to you at nighttime before you go to bed, there's a personal experience that happens there. Do you think there'll be any loss in that tangibility of the in-person style by virtue of going the current route with the multimedia platforms that you're using?
Well, I think for any event, there's definitely that loss. And it's a loss that's been suffered by many events throughout this year.
Sure.
But this is my take on it.
Please.
It is an event that we should not have to go without simply because we can't see each other face to face or not be there in person, because I think that's more of a loss to not have it at all than to be creative and come up with an alternative, especially under the circumstances. And doing it virtually is the best and safest way to do that. And I think people will appreciate that. People will still get the sense of Gimme Story and what it means to them.
Absolutely.
And get the feel of, what these artists bring to the television come next weekend.
Absolutely. You know what? Absolutely correct, Mel. I agree with everything you just said. It is a loss, a bit of a tangible loss, but better to have this than to have lost it all.
Exactly. And there's a lot of events that weren't even virtual that, people missed out on completely this year. No. That's not going to happen with Gimme Story.
You're absolutely correct. We can't travel the world, so we're bringing the world to us right now.
That's it.
That's it. So remind our listeners again, how can they find out more information on the schedules, dates, and where they can actually watch the production?
So the Gimme Story airs on the 5th and the 6th of December. That is next Saturday and Sunday. Saturday at 7:30 p.m. We will update you as soon as possible with Sunday's time, and it's going to be premiering on through the following media: CIG TV, and that's going to be on C3 Channel 3, Flows Channel 106, and Logix Channel 23. It will also be on the CNCF and CIG YouTube channels and the CNCF Facebook page. And each night, various storytellers will be featured. You'll have to watch both nights to know exactly who's going to be on. And we just want to say a big thank you to our title sponsor, Island Heritage, who came on board to support this event. They've always been a great support of CNCF, and a big thank you to them. And also special thanks to GIS for partnering with us at CNCF to bring this to everyone online.
Mel, thank you so much. And again, thank you to Island Heritage as well for supporting Gimme Story this year and the CNCF. Mel, thank you so much again, and congratulations again.
And just another quick reminder, for any updates, please go to our Facebook page. And again, that is Cayman Culture on Facebook, or visit us at artscayman.org. That's our official website for any updates.
Thank you so much, Mel, and congratulations again on the Pirates Week
festivities
and being creative with that. Alrighty, thank you. And
Thank you.
before we wrap up our show today, a couple of quick announcements for our listeners. The Rotary Music Extravaganza will be this coming Saturday. That's tomorrow, the 28th, at Salty's. The drawing for $40,000 grand prize, along with second and third place prizes. I believe the total up for grabs is a total of $50,000, if I'm correct. But ultimately a grand prize of $40,000. The Meals on Wheels Turkey Trot, another charity that's always very well deserving of your time and attention, is taking place tomorrow. That's a Turkey Trot, the 5 and 10K run starting at, I believe, Grand Ole House. You can register at mealsonwheels.ky, and that's tomorrow morning on the 28th. The Singing Christmas Tree Special, Sunday, November 29th at 7 p.m. You can tune in live right here on Radio Cayman or watch it on CIG TV and on YouTube. Again, this year's event will not be a live production. It will be a highlight reel of the previous 9 years of events that have been put on for the Christmas Tree Special. Then on Monday, the National Day of Prayer and Thanksgiving. That's Monday, November 30th at 12 noon on CIG TV, YouTube, and Facebook. And then next Saturday as well, we have another one of our esteemed groups, the Lions Club of Grand Cayman Benzorama fundraiser. Will be wrapping up with their Benzorama raffle at Mango Tree on December 5th. Final mention again, the Cayman Islands Agriculture Society does wish to inform the community that their car boot sale, which was slated for tomorrow, has been postponed until December 19th. So mark your calendars. Vendors, car spaces, tables, and cover spaces are all available. And for more information, you can email 345agriculture@gmail.com. On that note, we do need to call it a wrap for today's show. Thank you again to all of our loyal listeners out there in Radio Cayman Nation, to Mr. DJ Lynn for holding down the fort, our guests from Jasmine, International Men's Day, and the CNCF. It has been a pleasure bringing you talk today this whole week, and on behalf of the entire Radio Cayman family, thank you for sharing your afternoon with us. I'm Raymond saying God bless and have a safe and restful weekend.